Hey everyone, hey, welcome to my live stream. Today we're going to be looking at animations from Overwatch again. Today will be Hero, and let me just very quickly set it up. So let me just disappear. Let me increase the desktop volume. I'm gonna make today's even louder than last one. I think I don't remember what's the last setting that I did, but it should be good. -5, hitting 60 on my Windows volume, and the flow remains the same. We'll watch one run through of the animation that I'll be critiquing, and then I'll critique it proper, scrubbing back and forth, going frame by frames, shedding insights. And here we go, muting myself, and then you'll see the video coming up.
Baby anymore, Mama. Stop treating me like one.
Listen to me, mija. Get the flour and get back quickly. No stops.
Fine.
I worry about Alejandra every day. No longer a child and nowhere near grown up. She is at a crossroads. I tell her about the heroes who saved our world time and time again because I want to give her hope. But I'm afraid that she could be forced to make a choice that will decide the direction of her life.
Hey, Ale! Where you going, girl?
Nowhere?
Nowhere's right. Come here. You gotta see this. Here. Look at this thing. Give him what he deserves.
I don't know. I've gotta go.
Come on. Do it! It's just a bucket of bolts.
I have to go to the store before it closes or my mama's gonna kill me.
What? Hey! It's gonna be hard without any money, Nina.
Come on! Give it back! I need it!
Let's go!
Hey! Where are you going? My money!
Yo, go check that out. Hey, come on, compa, get up. Who's that? You see anything? Who's there? Enough games, perro! Come out and fight! No, please, no! No, please!
These aren't your strengths anymore! You don't get off that easy.
Eat this!
You saved me. Why?
Old habits die hard, I guess. Run home, kid. It ain't safe out here.
You're one of those heroes, aren't you?
Not anymore.
I think you are.
You're late, mija. I've been worried sick.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mama, but you won't believe what happened tonight. Los muertos, they came and they took my money.
And then there are the times when I see her smile and the hope in her eyes, and I think maybe I don't need to worry about Alejandra after all.
Overwatch.
Give me a second to set things back up. Volume down. Alright, this will be good. I'll be frank, I don't really like this animation shot. I don't find it very catching for me. So hopefully it doesn't affect the critiquing, because you tend to do things less well if you're not too passionate about it. So we've gone through a few animations critique already, so if let's say there are some repeating principles, then I will not mention them too much. This should be very apparent to what this is already. But the different thing about this is it's an establishing shot that flows into a focused area. So you know that roughly the next location of action would be here.
I'm not a baby anymore.
Let me see that again. Okay, makes sense. So what is being shown here is the girl actually opens the door a little bit, then for some reason she stops and before fully opening the door. So I was trying to look out for anticipation of motion, bounce back, but it seems like the anticipation part is okay. Is the bounce back that I'm a little bit, not say upset, but I find lacking. So the door opens up ajar just a small bit, and then it stops there. There is no continuing flow motion, or at least a bounce back, because when you push against the door and then you stop, there should still be some residual motion from your arm that transfers to the door, so the door should still continue moving a little until it stops, or otherwise if it really stops very abruptly, it should bounce back a little, but it's absent from this. But it's so small, such a small detail. I think it's forgivable. And actually, I do think that I think I do see a bit of a bounce back, but it's very hard to tell. You have to see it from the shadows. There's a slight change from lighting that is very difficult to catch. So I think there is a very small bounce back. So kudos to the animator that did even such a small detail, but maybe make it a little bit bigger, so it's more apparent than having to rely on shadows and lighting to tell that part.
Not a baby anymore, Mama. Stop treating me like one.
Listen to me, mija. Get the flour and get back quickly. No stops.
Fine.
And get back quickly.
Me like one.
Listen to me.
Stop treating me like one. Stop treating me like one. Stop treating me like... I'm not a baby anymore, Mama. Stop treating me like one.
It's just the angle of storytelling, like the start. I'm not a baby anymore, Mama. It's fine.
I'm not a baby anymore, Mama. Stop
And then stop treating me like one.
treating me like...
If let's say I would have paused a video here, you would think that she's talking to the wall. Or there's another character maybe off screen to her front, but what the story is showing there is she's obviously speaking to her mom who is in the house, but it's just the angle of her body that I would expect her to be more turned to the right, so she's a bit more facing the door and talking into the door, into the house, rather than talking into this direction, which feels a bit strange to me. And also the physics, the texture, like this pinch is not good. You will see this pinch coming up a few more times. So as this thing is more of a result of the modeling, the deformation is because there is insufficient polygon vertex, more vertex than polygon. There's insufficient vertex for the 3D animation software to do the physics deformation very well. Hence, these sort of hard lines will appear. It certainly is not good to look at, but if it appears once or twice, you can forgive it actually, to think that, or maybe the clothes is creasing that way. But in this animation shot, this particular crease occurs a little bit too many times for my liking, which I would think is more of a model issue than an artistic issue.
Like one.
Listen to me, mija. Get the flour and get back quickly. No stops.
Fine.
Very good. All's well, I have no issues here.
Alejandra, every day.
You may get confused over here that she flipped her braid backwards in the previous scene, but why is both braids still in the front? It's actually because the braid that she flipped back actually came back forward. So it's behind, and for some reason it dropped back to the front. I don't know why. Insufficient force, or maybe she moved her head to turn left, so bring the braid forward. Possible, not too sure, but when I first saw it, I definitely got confused. Like, wait a minute, what happened? And isn't her... Yeah, her coin pouch is on the right. Yeah, so it is fine. It's on the right, right? Yeah, it is.
longer
Oh
a
yes, there's
child,
another thing that confused me.
every day.
The voice of the mom that says every day, combined with her expression, that exasperation expression,
Every day.
I thought she's the one who said every day, but then the mouth doesn't move, and the voice is that of the mom that appeared earlier. So over here, I wouldn't actually do that huge of an action for this girl, Miha, I think.
Every day. No longer a child.
Probably not do that, the up thing. More like just like shaking her head in disbelief, shoulder shrug, but just avoid the hand motion. Otherwise, the everyday sort of like gets connected to this little girl.
Every
That doesn't
day.
gel too well for me.
Longer a child,
Not sure about you
nowhere
guys,
near
but for
grown
me,
up.
that's the main issue I
She
have.
is at a crossroads.
And this animation is really a highly stylized one, because if you notice her walk,
Child and nowhere near grown up.
you will see
She is
that
at a crossroads. She is at a
how do I put this? I can only describe it. It moves. It has this sort of like, it's not a linear movement. It's something like this. You feel as she walks. I don't know how to put it into words, but you just watch her walk, you will catch it.
near grown up. She is at a crossroads. Near grown up. She is at a crossroads.
Very
Near
small,
She is at a
but you will
crossroads.
see.
Near
You should
grown
be able to see or feel at least what I mean.
Near grown up. She is at a crossroads. Near grown up.
And
She is at a crossroads.
her legs as well. The leg movement, shuffling from the rear leg to the right, the front leg,
Near
is a
grown
bit
up.
stylized as well.
She is
Like
at a
you will
crossroads.
see,
Near grown
it's
up.
not a very
She is
linear
at a
movement
crossroads.
in terms of velocity, but same thing. It follows this sort of jerky movement, but it's still very smooth. So that's why I say this is highly stylized. And for the rest of the animation, you will see that it is stylized as well. There will be a bit of a snap to the movement, but smoothed out nicely such that it doesn't feel like a total jerk. So maybe that's the word I'm going for. That's a snappy movement, but it's very smooth out, where it doesn't seem out of place.
I tell her about the heroes who saved our world. Time
Again, very good timing with the word heroes and the focus of the poster here. So you know that these people in this poster should be what the mom refers to as heroes.
heroes who saved our world time and time again, because I want to give her hope.
So, as I mentioned in the last animation critic, was it the last one that I did? The ass one. Ah, yes, that's the last one. The Sarah Kerrigan. I talked about NLP, neuro linguistic programming, where looking down left especially denotes our internal dialogue, but most of the time looking down has something to do with internal processing. So like right now she's thinking about something, thinking about what we don't know, but very obviously is related to the poster that she sees, the people that she sees in the poster. Probably she's thinking that, oh, these guys are supposed to be the warriors where I pinned my hopes on them, and then they did not live up to my expectation. Hence, you see that that dismissing look that she gave as she walked away from the poster. That one.
But I'm afraid that she could be for
There's a bit more internal processing as well. When she sees what's ahead of her, the look down to the right. Looking off to the right is more of an imagination kind of thing. She's thinking what's gonna happen. When you look left, is a recall of what has happened before. So left is has, right is will.
but I'm afraid that she could be forced to make a choice that will decide the direction of her life.
Hey, Ali! Where you going, girl?
No. Nowhere?
No.
The Chris I'm talking about is here again. It's just too harsh a Chris to be a Chris.
Where's right? Come here.
Whoa, his teeth is shiny.
Right. Nowhere's right. Come here.
Very shiny
Gotta
teeth.
see this. Here. Look at this thing. Give him what he deserves.
I don't know. I've gotta go.
Come on. Do it! It's just a bucket of bolts.
The way he switches from, I like how he catches his minions, his goons off guard as well, when he switches from a very playful demeanor into one that is very aggressive. Do it! And you just see the two of them jump up in
No.
shock.
I've gotta go.
Come on. Do it! It's just...
Like this guy, he's totally in shock. This guy, he's shocked as well, but he isn't as stunned as this guy. So it's nice to have variation, where if you want to portray a certain common emotion within a group of people, there still should be variation. You shouldn't have everyone do the same thing. Like if there's something exploding that makes a loud sound, naturally, of course, everyone will, jump or look towards the source of the sound, but they will all do it differently. Some will duck first, some will jump, some, I don't know, it's gonna fly to the floor, get into cover. Different reaction, but the general cause, the general reaction should be in reaction to the source of the sound. So the both of them, the cause of the action is shock, but the way to express that shock is different between the two of them.
Do it! It's just a bucket of... Do it! Do it! It's just a... Do it! It's just a bucket of bolts?
I have to go to the store before it closes or my mama's gonna kill me.
What? It's gonna be hard without any money, Nina.
Or my mama's gonna kill me. I have to go to the store before it closes or my mama's gonna kill me.
What? It's gonna be hard without any money, Nina.
Come on! I need it! I have to go to the store before it
See the
closes or my mama's
creases
gonna kill
again
me.
in her clothes. Oh, there it is. One more crease. It just seems that the common fault, the area of faulting is her shoulder blades area, scapula.
Kill me.
What? It's gonna be hard without any money,
And here it is again. You can see that crease.
Nina.
And here it is, the crease again. So I would say it's more of a modeling issue than artistic expression. And I really like one of the taunting over here. Oh yeah, this part. So notice that she's expecting the money bag to be here, but it's actually still in this guy's hands because he did a fake. Like he pretended to pass the money bag to the goon on his left, but he didn't actually pass it. But then she couldn't catch it because she was very focused on retrieving the money pouch back, that she didn't actually see where it went, or maybe it's just way too fast for her, that she thinks that the money bag should be here, but it's actually on her left. So let's just see this thing again, the whole interaction.
Closes or my mama's gonna kill me.
What? It's gonna be hard without any money, Nina.
Oh yeah, talking about remembering the snappy motion that is exhibited by this little girl. Just see her movement is, you just feel that it comes in waves, like there is this push. It's not very linear movement that she's exhibiting, and then as she is in sort of like a stand holding position before she dives for the money bag for the first time. This is like an anticipation movement. You can see that she's going up and backwards as well before going forwards, because for every action there must be a reaction. It's sort of like a play in Newton's, I think that's a third law if I'm not wrong. Because for Newton's third law is more of an interaction between two objects. But this one, in animation, this law is applied to the object itself. Like, before you want to walk forward, a human will have to shift his or her weight backwards first. And depending on which leg, if the right leg goes first, the weight will go left first. Every action, there must be a reaction.
Without any money, niña.
A little bit of exaggeration on her saying money. This is her saying my money. It's true that when humans say knee, you should see more teeth. But the way this animation is done is ma ni ma ni ma ni. This is how the animation is done. But humans, when we speak, we don't do that. If you notice my lips when I say money, I don't go money, I go money. Right, money, 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 money. It's like you almost don't see my teeth. Is that true? Let me see. Money, money. You do see my teeth a little bit, but you don't see as much as hers, as in like a grid kind of a shape to the mouth, and my lips doesn't extend to the side as hers does. It's just something that Blizzard animation has with lip syncing, lips movement that I have a lot of issue with. It goes too fast. It doesn't conform to shape very well. I'm not expecting, and it's not realistic to have the shape of the mouth portray every single sound made, because that is not how lips move or the mouth move when we're talking. But the way Blizzard does, sometimes I don't know if they're taking shortcuts, or they're going for a different kind of style, but it doesn't sit right with me always. Notice the very snappy movement again, her right leg going up to the top. It shouldn't be so snappy. So this is the stylized kind of animation that is very present in this short. Very stylized animation. And over here is opportunity for me to talk about something. What is used here is called IK animation, inverse kinematics. There's two kinds of animation. There's forward kinematics and inverse. So there's forward FK and inverse IK. You have to use two, but I stuck with IK. So what's the difference? For FK, it's called forward because you guys don't have a good angle. Man, okay, let me use my wrist then, because you guys cannot see my shoulder, my whole body. FK animation is such that if Alright, this is a good shot. If I were to move my elbow, my entire arm follows, right? It moves from my elbow to my wrist, and nothing else moves. For inverse kinematics, what it is doing is placing the wrist in point so you can move the body around. This allows us to do things like this, where the hand is stuck to a certain point and we can move the body accordingly. This is extremely difficult to do with FK, because when you move the body to the left, your entire hand will move to the left, and you need to counter rotate to bring your hand back. So when a character is supposed to hang onto a wall, do a hand plant or anything, it is almost always IK animation. If you can do it in FK, I will, FK salute you. But hey, wait a minute, I actually have done it before. I've done this kind of hand planting animation using FK before. I don't remember, is it because the Vampyreq broke or is not done yet and we needed the animation shot to be done, and it somehow landed with me, and then my colleague on my right said he's gonna build the Vampyreq. Then after thinking about it, I said screw it, I'm just gonna do it in FK, and my colleague on my left thinks I'm nuts, so I did it. And I did it in the time I completed the animation shot within the time my colleague on the right completed the Vampyreq. So I really saved time there. Yep, so in animation 3 animation, there's IKFK. A lot of people mix between the two, where walk cycles, when a person is walking, they will switch to FK. And if there is things like, I don't know, hand planting, climbing, combat going on, they'll switch to IK. But for me, I use IK all the way. I just think it's much more intuitive, where you're moving one hand, just one over here, you move it to where you want, and then there's another tool that changes the elbow angle. Because computers, they are not too smart. Sometimes when you do an arm swing, the elbow is gonna do funny stuff as calculated to be most efficient by the animation software. So it's a choice whether you want to animate in FK or IK. Personally, for me, I don't think I've gone back to FK ever since I mastered IK. And I find it easy as well. There's no need to switch. It saves the trouble of switching and the thinking of, how do I animate using FK, how do I animate using IK. I just do it IK all the way. And in my company, I think I was the only guy that animated full IK. The rest, they all switch between FK and IK. So it's definitely a acquired taste. Landing on your back is generally much safer than landing up front, because if you're landing on the front and you cannot catch your weight, the force, the momentum coming down, you, as humans, we do not like to fall, and we'll try to stabilize ourselves when landing forward. And if let's say the momentum is too much, we will try to catch ourselves, and then maybe eventually fall, maybe we catch ourselves, but we will have covered some distance. And the process of landing on the front, facing front towards where you're landing, is a much higher risk to injure yourself, especially your knees. But if you land backwards, what's the worst that can happen? You roll on your back, and then you roll on your back, and then you just stand up again. Simple. So landing backwards for her is also denoting strength. If you don't have a lot of strength, it's much safer, better to land backwards than forwards. The creases in the shoulder blades again. Overwatch is a highly cartoonish animation. So as compared to StarCraft is very realistic. So when this guy is falling down, and before he gets pulled back into the alley, look at the leg stretch. Just look how much he stretches. Okay. So this is where he's getting up, and the point where he gets grabbed as well. So just note the position of his hips. Okay, he's getting stretch. How is that possible? It's not possible. It's not humanly possible. But in 3D animation, it's possible. It gives emphasis, and it gives a comedic effect as well. And his hand stretches as well. Look at his forearm, the glove area where the blackness is. It's like this. Let me choose a different color. It's like this. And then in the next few frames, the hand stretches to be like this. So much longer. But it's for comedic effect, of course.
Yo, go check that out. Hey, come on, compa, get up.
This neon kind of a, I don't know, decoration decal confused the heck out of me. Like, I thought they activated some kind of armor, and I don't know what this kind of a glow in the dark thing is. Like, why did it occur only after the guy got slammed into the wall? I'm not too sure. Maybe the law of Overwatch explains, but I have no idea.
Who's there? Enough games, perro! Come out and fight!
I'm sure that is done with how do I say, a very quick accelerated kind of animation where he first gets punched. Okay, so suppose his head is here now. I'm supposing his head is gonna be here in the next frame. Let's see. Oh, wow. Damn. I'm good. Overlapping action. His body is stopped by the wall already, but his arms and limbs are still carrying the force. That's why they're still going backwards. Doom. I'm free. Nice posing, nice line of action. Wow, this is such a strong posing, man. So it definitely shows a lot of force was applied. And if you were to go back to the previous scene, I'm very sure that there will be some exaggeration involved. Yep, it's this guy. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh. Wow. Okay. This is serious stuff. Blizzard. Wow. Okay. I can't really draw, like, I can't preserve drawings. The shoulder is here, right? or should I say the shoulder is somewhere here. This is the forearm, the elbow, and then no, that's the arm, elbow, then the forearm, and then the wrist is here. Next few frames. Okay, so now you see the elbow, the shoulder is here. You expect the arm to be here, elbow, and then forearm. Can't see the wrist. No, I'm not going to keep track of the wrist. Can't really see in this shot. It's still pretty fine, right? But notice here, his shoulder is like torn off from the shoulder. This is where the shoulder should be, but this is actually where his shoulders have become. This is a lot of stretch. Is the first principle of 3D animation: stretch and squash. This is stretching, so to do the twisting movement that Soldier 76 is doing to this thug right now. And like, this is just incredible, man. Wrist, elbow, a torn shoulder, the proper shoulder. All of a sudden he has 4 joints. And over here, obviously you can tell something is very wrong with his character. Like, original shoulder is here. Somehow then his chest is here. And all of a sudden there's something that breaks down, that is very thin, and then it rounds out again. Some of you may think this is the elbow, but the elbow is actually here. And then the wrist is being grabbed by Soldier 76. So there is some serious breaking of joints that is required to do very strong motion. I mean, you just compare his right and his left, you can tell the difference. That his left shoulder is obviously broken, not physically but animationally. Boom. Smash his head. Very good acceleration as well. So when Soldier is starting to push his head, the motion is not too big, but after around this point, his head moves from here to maybe somewhere here, and then all of a sudden here, and then smash the wall. So in the circles that I drew, you see that the gap is increasing further and further. Okay, so this is already quite a large gap, but still rather small. But this one is big. This one is even bigger. And then he stops. Posing. And I like it that the box just slides off his body that's leaning backwards. And over here, good showing of weight of the minigun. This whole interaction with him drawing out the minigun, just feel the weight of this gun. How is it shown? From the very exaggerated posing from him, he is stretching his body upwards like this already, but the gun is still pointing downwards. Heaviness. And then as he continues on, he is still leaning backwards, the gun is finally moving up, and he is bending forward already. Once he's ready, I don't know where that shades came from, you know, like how they drop, but it dropped nicely on him. As he's ready to fight, the gun comes down into position, but because it's so heavy, it drops all the way down further than he is wanting it to go, and then he has to lean back again to pull the gun up, and then starts firing. This one I like because in the midst of stillness where Soldier 76 is hiding behind cover, he is still moving, you know, reacting to shots, and he actually cocks his gun somehow. I don't know whether it's automated or he manually cocked the gun before he dived out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, is this thing over here. It moves back to cock the gun before he dove out. No idea how he survived that. You know, with a minigun firing down his line, he stood there and fired his Helix rockets. Tactical visor activated. I generally don't like shots cuts that go back in time. So over here, he has fired 3 shots. Wait, did he take a shot? Oh, and there's a wall. He's already fired 3 shots, and he's landed on this rubbish chute that cushion his fall. And over here, you only start to see people getting shot, where I would have expected, or I would have preferred, the second guy already falling through the air, and the third guy, like about now, immediately receiving the bullet, rather than much later. So it's already good that the first guy is off the ledge already. The first guy here is already falling down. He just took the shot, and he is much more delayed. But I'll prefer him to be maybe somewhere here already. This second guy probably is in a position of the first guy over here, maybe in this direction, like already off the ledge and going to fall. And then this shot, let it be, this bullet over here, let it be here, to make it a little bit quicker, so it doesn't go back in time too much. Shrug, a badass shrug.
No, please, please.
These aren't your streets anymore.
Critic for this shot here is, I would think this thing over here is part of Soldier 76, his leg or something, and then he's bashing down that guy. You expect his leg movement, if that is leg, it should move a lot more than what is being presented. Right now you see it's not moving a lot, even though he's supposed to be pushing out a lot of force onto this thug on the ground.
These aren't your streets anymore.
No, please,
Get on the truck, let's go!
You don't get off that easy.
A bit of a cut. It feels very abrupt. You know, like, get off the truck, and then silent, you don't get off easily. It's a little bit too abrupt for me.
Get on the truck, let's go!
You don't get off that easy. Don't get off that.
Truck, let's go!
You
It's like Soldier has turned around.
Get on the truck!
Like in this shot, he has turned around.
Get on the truck,
1,
let's go!
2.
you don't get off that.
He has 2 seconds. He was looking at them for 2 seconds, and then he says, "You don't get off too easily." Then run. That's about 3 seconds before he starts running forward. So maybe to reduce the abruptness over here, I would have animated him in the second he's standing here. He's quite still. Start reeling backwards a little bit. So when it comes to the next shot, he can be preparing to go forward already. And he can say that line, "You don't get up easily," as he goes forward.
Get off that easy.
Eat this!
I don't like these kind of things. You know for sure that the girl is not going to make it, given the sequence of shots being shown here. The grenade lands at her feet. The grenade lands at her feet. He's charging forward and just stop, turn around and immediately goes boom. There is a play in time, of course, that Soldier 76, when he turned around, he can have maybe one few seconds of time before the explosion occurred. But the way it's being presented, the explosion occurred. Like, you would think there is no time to save. But yet. Huh. For me, he's way too still over here for way too long. I would cut it by maybe half a second. Maybe even 1.5 seconds. A common animation mistake when getting off the floor, you would think it is a very body movement where you simply just like roll over your side. But look at how his left leg moves as well. It's a good attention to detail. So the way this is done is somebody, the animator would have filmed him or herself on the floor rolling to get up in order to really understand how the body moves in a certain motion. We do that. Like if you were to animate something we don't know how it's done or how it should be done, we will film ourselves doing it. Eye movement never stops, snaps around. In pain, looking up makes sense. Total makes good sense, total sense.
You saved me.
Doing internal dialogues, internalizing, looking down.
Old habits die hard, I guess.
The challenge with Soldier 76 in terms of dialogue, speech, is he has no face. So he has to tell the story by using his head, using his shoulders, and maybe a bit of his eyebrows. But over here, this shot, I think, is a little bit too linear, his head movement.
Old habits die hard, I guess.
He's literally doing like, oh, habits die hard, I guess. What I've done probably is something like, oh, habits die hard, I guess. So instead of moving so linearly, which is not very common, oh, habits die hard, I guess. Oh, habits die hard, I guess. Different feel, different animator choice.
Run home, kid. It ain't safe out here.
Yeah, his eyebrows is not really moving a lot.
You're one of those heroes, aren't you?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I think you are.
I love the half blink, especially the one that occurred just before the fade out. Half blink? Oh, is that a full blink? I think it's a half blink. Yup, half blink. And then as it fades out, there's a small twitch in her eyebrow, in her eyelid. Yeah, this one. Wow, beauty. I want to see that again. Nice. Now this same poster tells a different story. Good reuse of material.
Late, mija. I've been worried sick.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mama, but you won't believe what happened tonight. Los muertos, they came and they took my money.
And then there are the times when I see her smile and the
I
hope.
just think that this conversation took place a little too long. I would very much rather have her
Late, mija. I've been worried sick.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mama, but you won't believe what happened.
You won't believe what happened tonight, and then get into the house and close the door, and then continue the conversation, meaning the viewers don't see her. The conversation is is happening off screen.
Los muertos, they came and they took my money.
And then there are the times when I see her smile and the hope in her eyes, and I think maybe I don't need to
But I
worry
think
about
it's
that
more of
anymore.
accommodating to the dialogue. That's why it has to be done. You know, if you want to have the dialogue continue, you must have something happen on screen to buy time. Maybe that's why she is still staying out there, talking about her encounter with the thug and then being saved by a hero. Camera shot from below, superiority. I'm not sure what this texture in the moon is supposed to signify. You know, this thing here that I'm not drawing very well. It reminds me of Star Wars actually. The Star Wars The Old Republic, when you're playing the agent, there is a skill that activates something in your eye. This reminds me of that. I'm not sure what this thing is supposed to be in Overwatch. And the way the moon is moved into position such that it smoothly fades into this Overwatch logo. Right in position. Overwatch. Haha. Yeah, so this is the end of the critic. I don't think I did a very good job. You know, it's like I'm so not impressed with this shot at all. So actually I do have one question. I only have one concurrent viewers, I think, maybe two, I'm not too sure. Would you prefer for me to do this sort of critique more of a spontaneous kind of thing, or would you prefer for me to have studied it well, maybe watch it 10-20 times as opposed to the 2-3 times I'm doing it now, or 0 and then I critique it based on my first viewing? So I still have 3 minutes left, waiting for answers to roll in. If there's not, then I'll continue on my own trajectory of just watching maybe 2-3 times, maybe 4 or 5 if I stretch it, and then continuing and then doing a critique in this style. If I see anything new, I'll bring up in the animation, in the critique itself, but otherwise I would have missed stuff too. Seems like no one is commenting on anything. All of a sudden there's one more viewer. You're too late to the party, man. 2 minutes to the end. But still, thank you for coming. I appreciate the effort. You can catch the replay though. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow it should be up. YouTube has a strange delay with publishing live stream. I think it's also due to the processing that YouTube needs to do. Like for me as a content creator, I can definitely see the replay immediately, but the content, the quality is actually very low. It's like 360p, 240p, somewhere there. I do understand that even for a fully processed stream, my quality is not too high because it's 720p. That's what I'm broadcasting in, because I don't want to do 1080p, which is going to be very taxing on my computer. For 3D animation critic, I think I can do 1080p, but when it comes to gaming, 1080p might be a little bit difficult. So that's why I choose to do everything at 720. There is a guide, there's a trick. You can actually stream at 960p. YouTube will compress it down to 720, but it still looks like 1080p, and it's not as taxing as 1080p. So yeah, seems like there's no comments coming in regarding the question and post, so I am still going to do the 3D animation critic my current style, which is just to look at it 2-3 times, stretch it maybe 4 to 5 times, and then run the critic, rather than doing it spontaneously with 0 views or 0 homework, or being very familiar with it with like 20-30 overwatching. Yeah, so it's been an hour. It's 9 p.m. now. No replies or anything. So yeah, I'll continue with my current trajectory. So thanks for tuning in to my live viewers. Thank you for tuning in, and for my viewers who watch the replay. Thanks to you guys to subscribe to see more and to ensure that you do not miss anything. And I'll see you guys next time. And I'm out. Gotta press the button, looking at the camera. How can I do that when it's on my second screen? Oh no.